what I want to talk to you a little bit about today
Mhm.
is your swing path, your club path, your swing direction, and how is that similar from wedge to iron to driver?
Yeah.
Does that change? Maybe you've never really thought
I've
about that.
really never really
So
thought about
perfect.
that
So we
at
can
all.
run through that a little bit. Hit a couple shots, talk about what your pattern was with a wedge.
Mhm.
It was very neutral. It was very, he was a little out to in,
Right.
or he was a little in to out.
To be honest with you, I've always thought about just like I said earlier, just the swing direction. Like
Okay.
for me as a player, I've always thought about if the big move is good and consistent,
Mm-hmm.
I've always thought then this right here, the
Sure.
impact zone is going to be
So
somewhat
you're
good.
you're more concerned about making a nice on plane move this way, and if you get your swing direction working on the right path this way, when you get down at the bottom, it's going to be where you need it to be.
100%.
So that's
Now there's different ways to look at that, right?
Sure.
Because it doesn't have, like we said earlier, it doesn't have to just be one way.
No,
Multiple ways.
a lot of different ways to get
You
the
know?
job done. Yeah,
Just as long as this right here
for sure.
is consistent and solid.
Yeah, and I think it's important for every player to have an idea of where they're at, right? And so obviously the easiest way is to have a launch monitor, right? So we're going to talk about the data a little bit here first, and then later we'll get into some things that you can do if you don't have a launch monitor.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Sounds great.
All right, so we're going to hit a wedge. We're going to look at your overall club path, see how close that is in relation to your swing direction. Path was in to out.
Yeah.
Swing direction, pretty neutral, which is nice. Pretty steep attack angle, like you were talking about earlier. With the wedges, it's a little bit more, a little steeper on it because you have more loft. It's a much shorter club, so that's what you can get away with that, and that's what we want to.
I definitely think that, I've always been a very steep golfer, so it makes sense.
What I always like to see in my players is a 1-to-2 ratio between path and face, right? So if your path is 3 degrees in to out, perfect little baby draw to get you back online would be a face of about 1.5. That's about a 1-to-2 ratio or somewhere in that range.
Gotcha.
And you're going to be pretty damn close to your target. So with wedge, we're seeing a little in to out.
Yeah,
which is what I would say is pretty typical for most good players.
Right.
Wedge shots are hitting a little in to out. You're not going to see a lot of good players hitting out to in cuts with the wedge shot. Just unless they're trying to hit like a spinner or some sort of a bunker shot, then you're going to see more of that pattern. But for a knockdown wedge shot, so we can de-loft the club and keep that face really square, you're going to see a little in to out path. Okay. So we're going to jump into the irons and see how consistent that is with the wedges, see if anything's different there. Typically, you've been more of a fade player, a little steep and over the top pretty severely from when I first met you to today, where you've worked towards hitting draws just to be able to feel that opposite. And now I feel like we're trying to work more towards a neutral 100%. Now.
It's definitely a big change because when I first met you, I was just very over the top hitting big slices, and then going on this, I'd say 1.5 years now of absolutely trying to get the swing to be
getting the hands to feel a little bit
slot,
more behind the body, rotating more through the ball this way, and
it's a crazy feeling.
It's different for you, but you've done a good job at transitioning. Right now, I think we want to stick to our roots but just be a better version of what you were before.
100%.
Right? So let's see where we're at. Maybe we are a little left, maybe you're a little right, but. Let's see how consistent that is.
Okay.
So definitely in to out.
5 on the path.
Swing direction 2 degrees right. Still a little steep on it, I would say, for an iron. A little left of our target, almost that 1-to-2 ratio. We're definitely seeing a little in to out pattern.
And when you say that 1-to-2 ratio, what is that? The 2 degrees between path and the face angle?
So if your path is, whether it's 3 degrees right or 3 degrees left, we would want that face to be about half of that. 1 to 1.5, somewhere in that range.
Yeah, so when people get on a monitor and they're looking at path or face angle, they want those two boxes to be
That's what
2
I
degrees.
Like. That's what I like to see.
Yeah.
Say you're really into out, which is, if that's where we're at, that's where we're at.
Right.
Say you're 8 degrees right or 8 degrees left. I would like to see that face number be about half of that. Right? Okay. So if you're negative, for TrackMan, negative is left, positive is right. If it was negative 8 degrees left, right, swinging pretty hard this way, we want that club face to be about half of that.
Gotcha.
To be able to get the ball to start a little left and curve.
It's
and
almost
stay
like
on line of our target.
It's almost like we're trying to get all of our golfers to feel like a connection almost between the path and the face.
For sure.
So everything should feel
that relationship.
Yeah, very together almost.
Yeah, the more connected they are, then working together, I would say the better. That's why we want to shoot for something relatively neutral. There's not very many players that are zeroed out, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like Scotty, he's 0 to 1 degrees. He's super neutral. That's why he has that nice straight little baby fade. It gets a little bit harder to control the ball and get it to go on your target when you're swinging, pretty severely this way or pretty severely this way. There's a lot of timing and hands and manipulation that's needed to get the ball to go to the target. So that's why I'm always working towards being on plane and trying to be close to somewhere neutral on that swing direction or that
makes
club path.
That makes a lot of sense.
You're typically starting that ball left of the target and curving it back, so you can definitely see that you put a lot of work into what you were trying to change.
Yeah, for sure.
From that over the top move, right?
And honestly, it feels a lot simpler.
Does it?
It's not a lot of, because I used to feel a lot of movement, right? And for anyone out there struggling, if you really struggle with a slice or a cut with your iron, it's just a lot of work. And so right now, I really feel like I'm keeping a lot of my weight into that right side. I'm loading good, and then I'm really keeping that back to the target a lot more, and just throwing the hands out there and chest.
Yeah, releasing the hands down the target, letting it go. Yeah. Right, versus having to hold off quite a bit. When you start working left, you kind of have to hold it. Otherwise, that thing's going to go left. So it just allows you to release it, create more speed, and let's see if we see that same pattern with your driver.
Oh boy! All right.
You have never been, I would say, consistent with the driver.
I have not. No.
Right. As far as dispersion, very long, incredible speed, great ball speed. I'm jealous of that, but the dispersion has always been an issue.
Misses are on the planet.
Misses are too big. All right, and I think that is what led to you wanting to change that pattern of the super over the top. Let's see where you're at now with the driver. Are we still a little left? Do you think it's going to be a little right? Where do you?
I honestly think right now where I'm at, because again, I used to be really left. Yeah. A lot of movement, just swinging left.
Trying to lash at it, drop that. Taking like you're taking an axe, right? Trying to go this way.
I really do think I'm going to be a little bit more a hook sensation into out. Okay. Yeah. Right. I think the ball's going to move left on this.
Okay.
I really do.
All right. So very neutral.
It felt very weird.
What do you mean?
It felt like I left that open and so like left move, and it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, so if that felt like it was going to be really bad, and that's the miss and result you got, I would say that is good. That is good. Right?
295 carry with a
325 carry, 325, feeling like we missed it. You got that big old massive grip.
I did go to the jumbo
max
grip recently.
Yeah, crazy.
And I'll be honest, I didn't think it was gonna do too much for my game, but honestly, like you said, I used to be just very left.
So tried to take some of the hands out of it.
Yeah, try to take it out, and it seems to be
now
working.
With this little neutral to end to out path, it seems to be working pretty well. It feels like you can release it pretty hard, and it's not gonna turn over. Face pretty close, pretty much matched up with the path. So anytime you see his path working slightly into out and the face matched up with that, it's going to go on that line that it starts on and pretty much hold that line, which it did for majority of that shot.
Gotcha.
But I would say that for your normal miss, that being your miss is great.
Yeah, absolutely.
That will play on 90% of tee shots.
Right.
Yeah, 100%. So if you can get that ball 5 yards left of your target and hit that shot.
I'd say that's very doable, right?
Yeah.
What's like 2 checkpoints from today's video that you want them to go out and work on and just be a little bit more cautious of?
Well, what I would say, a big thing for today that we didn't really get to discuss too much is not everybody has a launch monitor, right? Gotcha. So what are you going to do if you don't have a launch monitor?
Right,
Something that you can do is record yourself,
yeah.
Right? So a lot of people that I talk to, students of mine, they say they don't record themselves when they're at the range because they don't want to be that guy, or they don't want to be that girl.
The tripod behind them.
Got the tripod, looking like an influencer out there trying to. But I think you got to be that guy.
Well, I think it definitely helps, right? It gives you instant feedback, right?
Yeah, well, you have feedback. Otherwise, you're just solely guessing,
right?
And just going off of what you see with the ball versus being able to see, that feel versus real that we talk about all the time. Is the club head working down the line? Is it working more out to the right, or is it working left? If you look at it in slow motion, you can see that
very evident,
and that's going to tell you what your path is, or at least
Yeah.
give you an idea.
Right.
Right. So you're not just guessing.
Guys, again, we do this because we want to elevate your guys' golf game, not just our own, right? We want you guys to get 1% better, right? And so if that is getting a tripod, right, looking like that guy, but actually studying what's going on under the hood, seeing how you're swinging, you got to look like that, right? That's how you're going to get better, okay?
Yeah. And it can be tough to do on your own.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we're here for. Send us your videos. Let us show you what you're looking for so we can make you better faster.
Absolutely. That's what it's all about here at Zalendo. You guys have a good rest of your day. Vinny B, Big Brisket, comment down below. We'll see you in the next one.